I'm sure a lot of you wanted this figure for this very specific face expression. Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven with your weekly figure news fix. 2nd to 7th of September. We are into September now. Time flies. Okay, for this week, we don't have too many genuine figures or third parties for the matter. However, on the genuine side, most of the figures are very safe, less work for me when it comes to censorship, except for the beautiful inside stuff, which Ninin Game has done the work for me. But we have an all-out Azur Lane wars. Oh boy. So many good Azur Lane figures. I have already dug a hole for Azur Lane. I am finally buying Azur Lane stuff, so it is rough. As for the third party side, it is the exact opposite. We have a lot of degenerate stuff. Oh. Anyways, we'll get to those in a second. Now we take a look at HLJ Hobby Link Japan, our affiliate partner, for the genuine figures, and we shall begin with the big figures first. The first one is actually from World of Warcraft, which I have not played since I was in primary school, elementary school, yep. 1x3 skill, Infinity Studio and Blizzard Entertainment, Valera Sanguinar. Almost 500,000 yen. Ouch. So, see, the thing with Western IPs in general, right? Their licenses, they are a lot more expensive because US dollars. Look at Figmas or even Revoltech Nendoroid. If it is a Marvel Comics character, yeah, there is a premium of several thousand yen on top. So that's the thing. If this was an anime character, Japanese game character, I think it would be half the asking price over here. So 500k is really rough, but this is like a top-end ultimate collectible for those with really deep pockets. Detail levels are going to be amazing, but for me, I'm not really into character or game character designs from Western developers in general. Like their design language is not really my cup of tea. But don't get me wrong, I love quite a number of Western games, just not the RPG kind. I'm a big fan of Grand Theft Auto. I still play it today, GTA Online, once in a while. That is like a 12 or 13-year-old game by today, and yeah, a number of others. But World of Warcraft, not my thing. Dota, not my thing as well. Moving on to the next one, we have 1x4 skill by freeing Takina Inoue Bunny version by freeing only 33,000 yen. Ah, that is pretty cheap. Maybe because she doesn't have very long hair and her opai is also small, so less materials. February release very soon. I just couldn't emphasize it enough. Go and watch Licorice Recoil. I loved it so much. I believe it was an original. I think so. At least it was. And Season 2 is coming soon, which is why we are getting so many skill and price figures lately with a target release date right within or during the anime airing period or right after it, right? So it is nice to see, popular anime characters, not game characters, getting the attention they deserve. As for her best friend over there, her partner Chisato Nishikigi, I believe the pre-order will open next week. Very predictable. For the same price because her bust isn't that big either and she has short hair. No reasons to increase the price. That red and blue combination over here is spot on, man. Perfect color combination. Okay, moving on to the next one over here. This is just a quick mention. I covered her last week. This 3D photo frame figure of Shigure Ui. Last week she was on Ami for 24k. She is now available on HLJ for 22k. So check her out if you are interested. Next one over here, we now move into 1x6 skill territory. Tight na Oshigoto. Yeah, looks very tight and uncomfortable indeed. Those clothes are very uncomfortable looking. Oh. You know, I have never been a fan of skin-tight jeans. Like, you know, the amount of cloth hugging tightly your crotch region. Oh, it feels terrible. I don't know how people wear that kind of thing, you know. I love baggy cargo trousers because they are practical. So many pockets to put all kinds of Tenga cups that I might have lying around and use them anytime I want. I'm just joking. But I can put small cameras, right? I love cameras. I can put small cameras in my pockets very easily with those kind of trousers. I am a practical oriented kind of person. Tight stuff are for people who want to emphasize their fit body shape, which I am not proud of mine. Anyways, back to topic over here. By Vertex, no skill mentioned, but I'm assuming it is 1/6. They do a lot of 1/6. Cabin Attendant San Aya Sayonji. 25,000 yen by Vertex. Okay, fair price. Because this is partially cast offable. Yep. So 25k is fair, and Vertex is like an A or A plus grade figure brand. So if you like the character design, surely pick one up. I would love to have one, right? But I need to prioritize what I buy. Moving on to the next one. Let me scroll back. Okay, so this is a re-release in a way, but Union Creative is calling this 1/6 scale Albedo Sobin version a limited color. Though I don't remember this being that different from the previous release in terms of the color scheme. I need to compare them side by side to be sure. So this is actually one of the cheapest scale figures of Albedo can find out there, including the previous release. The face and the detail level was average, wasn't very good, but at the same time, only 20,000 yen, you're getting a 1/6 scale figure with wings, right? Which is very cheap. Certainly very cheap. Shading is there. There is some shading. Not very obvious. Yeah, the hair is translucent, and I'm hoping the edges of her feathers are also like that, but hey, 20,000 yen only. I would give Union Creative a break over here. Face is certainly not my favorite version of Albedo, but she looks fine at the same time. Good value for money, and yeah, if you are familiar with Taobao, once again, China's shopping website, the older version is still widely available for a very low price, by the way. Yeah, quite close to the MSRP or a bit below that. Moving on to the next one, we have an original art figure, 1/6 scale Hori, illustrated by Dismal, deluxe edition by Underwear, Chinese brand. I love calling them underwear. So the one with wall scroll, 20,000 yen, figure only 18,000 yen. Yeah, generic plain figure, right? But very photogenic one. I mean, I'm looking at figures from the perspective of a figure photographer most of the time. And this kind of body turn around poses, which has been done a bazillion times, yet I never get tired of them. They are super photogenic. They look great in photographs. Because, when you are photographing a real human being, most of the time, unless you are dealing with a professional model, normal people, be it men or women, they can't pull off a pose like this and yet look somewhat natural. Yeah, so they look amazing on figures, to be honest. If I can get her cheaply after release, I might consider, but not something I would pre-order early. Moving on to the next one, we are now into 1/7 scale territory and Azur Lane stuff. Oh yes, 1/7 scale Bache or Mesugaki anniversary illustration version plushie set by Solarain, Chinese brand as well, but a very good one. 23,000 yen almost. You're paying 3k for the plushie. If you're not interested, figure only 20,000 yen. Oh, this is such a great value. And just from the face expression alone, that very dry face expression, I'm starting to like this one a lot more than the one released by Anigame more than a year ago. The Anigame version is great. It is really good. And that is like her original vanilla character design, right? With the ship parts if you buy the heavy arms version. But this one, it is like lolly waifu at home happily making chocolate for you on Valentine's Day. I love the setup over here. And I can build a diorama around it for photography as well. So I am liking this one a lot more than the one by Anigame. Yes, I am very tempted. Should I pre-order it early or just wait after release and buy one, right? I don't imagine this one becoming very rare and expensive. Even the Anigame version is still widely available actually, at least in China. I did not research the Japanese market for it. Okay, moving on to the next one, we have Good Smile and Apex Toys duking it out like... Good Smile puts out an Owari figure on pre-order, and immediately 24 hours later it was Apex Toys. So which one do you prefer? It is rough for me because I like both so much for different reasons. This is the one by Apex Toys. They call it Owari Shimmering Forsythia version. 20,000 yen only for everything you're getting in this picture. Whoa! The thing with Apex Toys is that most of the figures, most of them never become very rare and expensive, so I can afford not to pre-order it early. But at the same time, you know, because I like the figure so much, you know, all the details on the mattress she is lying on, that the KFC over there, 2 of them, and the pillows. This figure is all about details at a low price point. And for that reason alone, I have always been a detail whore. I want it so badly that I wouldn't mind pre-ordering it early. You know, because the want factor is so strong. Yeah, so that is my view of this figure. I would say she is a must-have. Both are a must-have, including the Good Smile Company version, for very different reasons. So this is the one by Good Smile, 22,000 yen almost, for the one with this coat over here, this very heavy sweater or coat, a coat I think, she is having, and there is a light equipment version, so that coat is an equipment for only a little bit over 17,000 yen, which, to be honest, doesn't make much sense to me. It is great that they give you guys choice, you know. Those of you on a very tight budget, you still want a high quality scale figure, there is an option for you. Choices are not a bad thing, but yeah, I would advocate for this one for very obvious reasons, right? Because it feels more complete. Now, while Apex Toys is flexing the amount of details you get with the figure, the Good Smile version, you will want one for a very different reason, I mean. And it has to be this, oh... This is borderline ahegao, and yeah, I'm sure a lot of you wanted this figure for this very specific face expression, and I won't blame you at all. This is not common. Not common for a licensed, genuine figure, right? This is something you'll see in degenerate figures by third parties. So this is rough. Between the two, which one will you get? I already know my answer. I will buy both. Yes! I will buy both. Okay, moving on to the next one. Okay, this is a very good figure as well by PM Office A, formerly known as Plum. This figure was released once. She was wearing, I think, purple dark violet color for her bunny suit. And now we are getting a Christmas Santa color version. Hanikami Kanojo Suduri Amagasa bunny style. 25,000 yen before discounts. This is like 23,750. Not bad at all. Now, PM Office A may be like a B-tier figure company. Like, to me, they are just pretty average. This is actually one of their better figures in the recent year or so. I have seen the standard version that came out before this, the violet one, and she is not rare. That version is not that rare as well. The reason why I like it so much has to be that face expression and everything. Like, once again, I'm looking at it from the perspective of a photographer, and this thing is very photogenic. I can put her next to, you know, a bar top, and then yeah, she looks drunk with some beer bottles on the desk. Looks amazing. This one is coming out in November, and I hope that PM Office A does get it out in time, because if they are even 1 month late, yeah, you won't get her in time for Christmas. Yeah, if you are using sea freight, right, Cell, and you live in Canada or in South America, you won't get her by December anyway. But air postage, air shipment, yep, if she comes out in November, you get her by Christmas. If she even gets delayed by 1 month, good luck. You celebrate Christmas with her in 2025. Moving on to the next one, we have 1x7 scale. Oh, Darkness. No, Darkness is starting to get a lot more justice recently after all of her... after all of the attention on her in Konosuba Season 3. Yeah. Season 3 was great. Please watch it. I will be so disappointed in you if you did not watch Konosuba Season 3. Okay, so this one is by Proof. And this is exceptionally cheap for figure by Proof. 21,850. Yeah. 22k, very cheap for a Proof figure. Like, Proof has a series of BNHA figures, Boku no Hero Academia, and they are like 25 or 27,000 yen each. No discounts at all. This is quite cheap, considering the base you're getting, and coming out in March next year very soon as well. I'm not sure if I like the dress, the color of the dress she is wearing over here. It feels like the colors are too vibrant. I know, I have always said that I like vibrant colors, but you know, it is like it is clashing with her hair. It is fighting for attention with her hair. Yellow hair would pair very nicely with a blue dress. Yellow and blue, yellow and purple, color contrast, right? But when the whole thing is in, I don't know, mango yellow, banana yellow, more like mango yellow, it feels a bit painful to look at, like the colors are so strong. But anyways, this is one of the better darkness scale figures that has been on pre-order in recent months, I think. I would rather you get this one over the, the small 9,000 yen Konosuba figures that Kadokawa has put out. It feels rather half-hearted. Yeah, those were pop-up rate size. This is better in many ways. Moving on to the next scale figure. Okay, Prisma Wing is putting out overpriced scale figures every week. 37,000 yen for every single one of them. This time around, they might be onto something because this is from Tokyo Revengers. Hajime Kokonoi. Okay, I watched season 1. It was pretty nice. I mean, dudes everywhere. Not the kind of anime I would watch, but I end up finishing season 1. Did not touch season 2. It is a bit like, the world of Yakuza or, Black Triad members in Japan, in Tokyo in general. A very nice preview of that side of Tokyo in a way. And Tokyo Revengers, right, they are extremely popular among fangirls. Yep, the girls love them. So with so few Tokyo Revengers scale figures out there, even though this is like super expensive, I can see it selling pretty well. So yeah, which is why I said Prisma Wing is maybe onto something with this specific figure over here, but still, even with that very nice safe box that I would love to crack open over there, 37k is still pretty expensive. Very expensive. Dude is just flaunting his cash over there. Okay, moving on to the next male figure over here from Niji Sanji. We have Ike Ifland from Arma Bianca. I've heard of this name before, Arma Bianca, but I don't know much about them. 16,000 yen plus, September release next year. Yeah, next year. Yeah, for y'all females, girls watching this and you buy your pretty boy figures, sometimes I do feel for you guys, because you girls, I mean, because there are not many pretty boy figures or hot man figures. Yeah, not many, unfortunately. Detail levels are okay, but not that high. I could tell from these pictures alone. Like, you look at this cape. I'm not sure if I should be calling this a cape. It isn't. Yeah, just plain white, not too much shading. But 16,000 yen only. Yeah. Yeah, see the sculpting on his hair? It is okay, but not as detailed as what I would see in more expensive figures, which I suppose is to be expected. And this is 1/8 scale. He doesn't look like a very tall guy, to be honest. I might be wrong, but he doesn't look tall to me. So this is a small figure. Yeah, details won't be high. Moving up next, we have one single figure from Kotobukiya, 1/8 scale Art FXJ, Hiei version 2 from Yu Yu Hakusho, 23,000 yen. Yeah, milk the old school fanboys because they are now rich working adults. Classic formula. So Yu Yu Hakusho, I never had problems with this show. I tried watching it a bit, even though it is not my kind of anime, which is weird, because I actually enjoyed a lot of Ueki. Yup, I enjoyed that. Old school shonen anime, but for Yu Yu Hakusho, not so much. I don't know why either. But surely the satellite anime channel Animax made me hate Yu Yu Hakusho even more because they repeat telecasting the same episodes like 5 times a day. 23,000 yen is fair. Like Kotobukiya's pricing is very reasonable most of the time. This is expensive for an Art FX because of that base and the dragon effect over there. Feels like that, yeah, water breathing Kime Yaiba thing again. Anyways, moving on to the next one. Now we enter low-cost figure territory. The first one is by El Coco. We have My Sakurajima, 3,200 yen only. And that is quite a nice base for the price points you are paying. I'm curious about El Coco. They have a few figures out already. And I would love to buy them, but those are not the kind of characters I would buy for my collection. So if you guys make a character that I would like to buy, then I will buy and review it. Hey, if you are a big fan of My Sakurajima, I think just buy one without asking questions. This is priced figure pricing. Yep. Up next, we have two Tenitol figures from Bache the Rock. This is Ikuyo Kita Cafe style, 6,300. The prices are creeping up. You know, when Tenitol launched as a new brand under Furio years ago, it was like 5,000 yen plus back then, 5,300 yen. Now 1,000 yen premium already because the yen is depreciating. And the second one over here, Rio Yamada. So with Tenitol, I can actually recommend them. They are quite a bit better than pop-up rates. And just in case you guys are not aware of, yeah, Hitori Goto with the guitar and so on under the Tenitol line is very popular. It's selling very well. And some Chinese sellers over in China, they are actually hiking her price ever so slightly, like maybe a $5 or $10 premium, you know, compared to the MSRP. Very popular, which says a lot because the Chinese and the Japanese figure collectors are very different. The Japanese, all they care about is the character. If the character they want are not getting a figure and finally there is a figure of it, no matter how bad the figure is in quality, they will snatch it and then the value goes up. Over in China, they care about quality more than anything else. So if a figure, a very highly desirable figure turns out to be outright trash, like a lot of Fat Company figures, the value would bin very quickly, even though the exact opposite is happening over in Japan where the price is going up. It would bin in China. The best example is, quite a number of FGO figures. The most obvious one is this figure of Musashi, which I have. I did review it. Yeah. That figure is pretty expensive in Japan. Over in China, nobody wanted it and she bins badly, which is why I bought one because I could get it for cheap. There are many other examples, but Musashi is the best example I can think of because I bought one in the first place. So if the Chinese collectors are queuing up for Hitori Goto, that says a lot. Yeah. So you might want to consider pre-ordering these two figures from Tenitol. Moving on to the next figure. Okay, we are looking at MegaHouse Melty Princess series. I believe there are two figures over here. The first one is Marcel from Delicious in Dungeon. This is not a very good figure of her. 8,000 yen before discounts. Yeah, so once again, very tiny, but some people want size like this because they don't have space at home. Is this or the pop-up rate better? I think the paint work on this is better. I mean, you can see very obvious shading on the outfit, right? This shading paint work is excellent for small figure even. So it is not easy to paint a small figure like this. But in terms of pose and I think both Tenitol and pop-up rate are slightly ahead. But this is subjective at this point. In terms of quality, MegaHouse is likely to be superior. Moving on to the next one, we have Tenitol Pride from the most heretical Last Boss Queen. Oh yeah, seasonal anime. I did not watch it. 6,500 yen. Oh, that is a big discount. Oh no, 6,800 yen, 60. Okay, 6,500 yen, small discount, March release next year. Not really a fan of the character design and the whole thing is in red color, you know. Moving on to the next figure, MegaHouse GEM series, palm size as well. Small figure, we have Tenohira Kakashi from Naruto Shippuden, 7,000 yen, February release, tiny figure. It is small for sure, but the sculpting is quite nice. Yeah. And this shading over here on his abs, oh, that is nice, man. Triceps, biceps, and the abs over here. There is a mild shading. Very nice. And the last figure on HLJ this week, Reverse 1999. I know nothing about it. All I know is that it is a game, right? Okay, Apple, Erudite, and Juicy version by Apex Toys. 4,800 yen. Yeah, tiny figure for sure. I don't even know what to say. Yeah. Other than this being a very creative looking art piece of some kind, I don't know what to say. Okay, moving on to Ami Ami. I'm putting this Ami Ami exclusive first because I am going to rant about it for quite a while. Amakuni, please don't go down the same path as, DMM Factory or Fat Company. What is up with this overpriced scale figure of Makima, which at 1/7 scale, she is almost 30,000 yen, but the paint work on this thing is barely better than a Kotobukiya Art FX. Like black all the way. The base is also pretty simple. You only get some blood splashes on it. 30,000 yen. What the heck, man? This is almost as bad as the Prisma Wing scale figures on pre-order in recent weeks. Jeez. I would even go as far to tell you and go and buy the Fats Company Makima figure over this one. We all know that Amakuni is very good at painting and sculpting. They are very good at it. But it doesn't justify this kind of pricing. For something so simple, yeah, you see the blood splash on the base is very nicely executed. Very realistic looking, I would even say that. But no, this is not worth 30k, man. Yeah, slap on the exclusive label and force people to pay the full amount up front. Moving on to the next one, we have a few MegaHouse exclusives. So we go through them very quickly because, yeah, I'm not interested in them. The first one here, the 24,000 yen, Super Saiyan Son Goku and Son Gohan and Bike. Small figure, I think, right? This must be quite small because MegaHouse is actually quite stingy, you know. If they are pricing something like this, like you have two figures and a bike, they're pricing something like this so cheaply, it has to be very small in size. So if we just take a quick look at the dimensions, yeah, wow, 16 centimeters height. Okay, 16 cm is quite respectable, I would say. Okay, moving on to the next one. Oh, what is this? Kikaider. Is this like, Iron Man Mark 1? Very unpolished. This is like Kamen Rider Mark 1 based on what I'm seeing over here. I know nothing about it. 36,300. Oof. Coming out in February. This must be bigger, right? 40 centimeters. This is almost 1/4 scale. The price is forgiven. Okay. Moving on to the next one. What we have over here. Oh, alright. Naruto Gales series. We have Tsunade. Yep. 15,200. Very cheap. So, I mean, this a bikini figure, a swimsuit figure for 15k, that is not bad at all. March release quite soon as well. Actually wasn't aware that Tsunade's bust size is that big, you know. I thought that the third parties have been inflating it on purpose, but it is actually that big. Okay. 20 centimeters. Yeah, 1/8 scale. At this price, not bad at all. And yeah, the shading work on her hair. Okay, moving on to the next one, MegaHouse exclusive. Again, we have Naruto Uzumaki. 1/8 scale by MegaHouse. Okay, 16,500 is also very reasonable. 1/8 scale, yeah. January release. I really like the paintwork on these flame effect parts, man. How much Naruto has changed since the very oldest series, right? Okay, moving on to the next one. Oh, another MegaHouse exclusive. This is not an edgy figure. Should I? Jeez, YouTube, please be nice to us anime figure collectors, man. CC from MegaHouse. From Code Geass. Okay, 24,200 yen. Must be 1/8 scale, right? Yes, 20 centimeters. It is like these figures are non-scale and then they standardize it at 20 cm. They standardize it at the same dimensions without giving us a scale. So they don't need to bother about the scale part, you know, just fixed size 20 cm across the board, which I would say I don't like it because it is weird when a female character is slightly bigger than a male character, which is supposed to be taller. So I don't like this kind of business model with from scale figure companies. I still prefer the previous scale figures of her by other brands and also by MegaHouse, where, yeah, especially the ones where her butt is sticking out for very obvious reasons. This is not very nice. Moving on to the next one, we have okay, Kadokawa figures. They appear late in HLJ. Maybe they'll take pre-orders for her next week, right? This is not an exclusive. KD Call Overlord Lupus Regina Beta 10th Anniversary Sobin version. That was on purpose, by the way. Regina. Okay. With background parts. Okay. 24,250 after a nice 2,700 yen discount. That is a very generous discount. March 2025 release. So this might be one of those figures where it is cheaper on Ami than even on HLJ. even if HLJ does not include the taxes. Yeah, Japanese GST. So would you get this one or the one by Alto? I think Alto has a lupus vagina figure, right? Very nice. I mean, once again, I love details, and there is sufficient amount of details over here. I mean, look at the shading over here. Yeah, I like it. Okay, there is a slightly cheaper version over here without the extra parts. What is the point, right? Only 1,000 yen cheaper, get the full package over here. No point saving that 1,000 yen. Okay, and the last figure on Ami. Oh, Tenito. I wonder why they aren't on yeah, on HLJ, because they are not exclusives. 2 figures in a set, Toho Project, Satori Komeiji and Koichi Komeiji. Yeah, it makes sense to sell both of them in a set if they are sisters, right? 16,500, very expensive. So how much is that per figure? Almost 8,000 yen per figure. Way more expensive than a typical Tenitol figure. But yeah, I think you guys can tell already from these product pictures alone, the paintwork is next level compared to other Tenitol figures. You see the gradient paintwork over here on the dress? This is not shadows from lighting. This is actual painting, right? If it is shadows, then I mean, it would appear darker. Like the darker colors would be gray color instead of dark green, you know? Can tell the difference between shadows from lighting and actually painting, because these darker areas, they are like, there is a color to it. Let's have a look at more pictures. Yep, actual paintwork. See, dark pink, bright pink, actual painting. I could tell from distance. Yeah, they look great. 8,000 yen each. Okay, and our last stop, Ninin game, right? There are 2 figures with 2 variants each. The first one, okay, let's do it at the wedding, Christina. 1x4 scale 27k and 1x6 scale 19k. I never understood the need to do it at the wedding because, you know, wedding dresses are so heavy. I mean, imagine flipping it up and all those cloth, those heavy cloth, just to do it at the wedding. But presumably in the room, of course. Maybe the people who stick to the strict rule of not doing it before marriage, they would be feeling very dry by now. But do people actually still follow that nowadays? Okay, moving on to the next one. The last 2 figures. Oh, Futanari. Be careful here, Futanari. Midori, 1x4 scale, 27k, and 1x6 scale, 19k. And that is it for genuine figures on pre-order this week. I like his face so much. Alright, moving on to third-party resin figures making use of OSGK, which is also this channel's affiliate partner. We'll take a look at the figures on pre-order this week. We'll go through the Anyas first, the Spy Family stuff first as usual, because there are so many of them every week, and then I just group them together. I can brush them aside very quickly because I'm not interested. Okay, Strawberry Girl Anya Forger. Nope. $100. Nope. You know, with the amount of third-party resins of Anya, you can totally make a full room of Anya figures, man. Like, nothing special, which is why I'm saying nope. There are some Anya figures that are unique in a way that I can actually recommend them, but this is not one of those. Next one, wow, Charmander. Alright, Pokemon crossover, $80. Just that her face looks horrible over here. Oh god, what is that? No. Anya figures need to come with a troll face, otherwise it is not Anya. And the next one over here, this is unique. This is the best of the 3 over here by ZH Studio. Crossover with Uchiha from the Naruto series, $106. And you can get her in black hair as well. I think I prefer the pink hair a bit more because the whole figure just looks a bit more vibrant in colors, you know. The black hair one is starting to look a bit too monotonous, even though there are some red color regions on her outfit. Oh, I can't zoom in. Anyways, very nice face over there. Very swag. Okay, next one, we actually have Your Forger by Waku Waku Studio, and this is meant to be displayed next to an Anya figure which went on pre-order not too long ago. Yep, there you go. Actually, this makes for an amazing set, right? This is a very good pair. I like it a lot. So this is going for $194 at 1/6 scale, coming out this December, very soon. This is a great looking pair. Okay, next one over here, now we enter One Piece territory. I think we have 3 figures from One Piece this week. First one, Boa Hancock by 1J Studio. Standard version is only $119 and DX version $165. Presumably customable. The details are below at the bottom of the page. Okay, so the only thing I care about is the face, which looks fine over here. Very nice face. Simple figure, simple low-cost Boa Hancock figure, and you know, I don't necessarily need a Hadaka version for every figure that I buy, and this is a very good looking figure at the base price of, yeah, $119. Not bad at all, man. Very nice. Okay, moving on to the next one, we have Jewelry Bonnie by Face Studio. She is cringing so hard after looking at my waistline over here. Purple version $139 and black color version. Oh, both looks good. Tough choice over here. I think I'm leaning towards the purple version a bit more. So I just want a quick look at her face. So there we go. Yeah, she is cringing really hard, but she looks fine otherwise. Moving up next, we have Yamato 2.0 by Mo Huan Yuen Studio. So the large scale is actually 1/4 scale, 46 centimeters for $284. That is one of the cheapest 1/4 scales I've seen in a while. But we have an even cheaper one later on. Yep. And the pop scale over here, this is like 1/7 to 1/8 territory for $161. I would highly advocate for 1/4 because why not? This is so cheap, right? And she actually looks good, man. Yeah. A very competent looking figure at $284. Huge figure, man. Okay, moving on to the next one. Chubby, sorry, Asuka Langley. This is like, rather than chubby, this is like wearing, one of those suits you see in theme parks. I can't remember what they're called at the moment. Yeah, mascot suits. Yep. Yeah, looks like mascot suits to me. So this is going for $114 only. And what is Adam? Oh, okay. Some fancy stuff you get, or can get the set for $139. I'm not interested. I will just take the figure only for $114. And this is huge, man. 36 to 50 cm. Let me see the dimensions over here. Coming out late this year, actually. Wow, 38 centimeters. This is huge. Yeah, the base is inflating the size, so this is about 1/6 scale. The figure should be around 28 or 30 centimeters. Okay, moving on to the next one. This is the cheap 1/4 scale I just mentioned minutes ago. It is hard to believe that this figure at 1/4 scale is going for $101. Yep, 101, 1/4 scale. There is a nurse version which you're looking on screen, and the nun version which I have to heavily censor it for very obvious reasons. Is this? Oh, okay. I just noticed something, an oversight of mine. This is a PVC figure. So, third-party PVC figure, finally. Because PVC is kind of a better material than resin when it comes to durability. Third-party PVC figure. Yes. So think of this as the same as those 1/4 scale Bear Panda figures for 12,000 yen. I think this is very similar. And this being an original character, you could interpret that as, a licensed figure because they don't have to license it from another artist. Maybe this figure would even show up in HLJ and everywhere else in the coming weeks, who knows, right? So I'm not sure if this can be even called a licensed, an unlicensed or third-party figure at this point. There's a gray area over here. So this 1/4 scale, very thickness, not the kind of figure that I would normally buy, but when the price is this low, it is extremely tempting. Moving on to the next one, we have another original character, Ex Machina Ellie, by T King Studio, 1/4 scale, $283 only as well, which is a great price once again. Coming out this December. I mean, look at this thing with that huge base over there. I don't know what is that base. It looks like a fish head to me. I have no idea what I'm looking at all. But anyways, 1x4 scale, and the face on this character is actually quite attractive. Very pretty face, man. Yeah, cyborg, and coming out this December very soon. Not the kind of figure I would buy, but I like it a lot in a way. Moving on to the next one. Okay, so Kotobukiya had was it 1x7 scale Sadako figure not too long ago, right? And now we have a third party taking things up a notch with 1x4 scale, and yeah, a glowing TV screen. TV version, the one you're looking on screen, starts at $443, and then there is the 18 plus version and Supreme version where you get both option parts for up to $663. So Sadako is a pretty famous Japanese folklore where this haunted ghost, white cloth girl, would come out of the TV screen, at night or something like that. Random. It is pretty random, but I like seeing something like this. It feels very original. Maybe not, but we don't get figures like this very often. Moving on to the next one from Puffer Studio, we have Makima from Chainsaw Man. This is an early bird pre-order, no price yet, and we only get a teaser picture of her wearing, hot looking lingerie. I love garter belts, man. I love it so much. One day, if my girlfriend or wife wears something like this, I would probably wet the bed. Yeah. Okay, so you get to choose between black and white. I would go for black. Like, black is like Makima's signature color in a way. No scale mentioned. Moving on to the next one, we have a Marin Kitagawa. We haven't had one in a long time from third parties because I assume that they sort of gave up, right? After seeing so many genuine figures come out and they just couldn't compete. Yeah, I mean, Aniplex has been doing a great job with Marin Kitagawa figures. They were like the first ones to come up with. And then now we have Spiritiel and Alter. How do you fight those figures, man? Unless you want a degenerate figure of her doing all kind of things, there is less reason to buy a third-party resin of Marin now. Okay, so this is early bird pre-order. I don't think this will be $299. The price is not confirmed yet. This is more like under $200 at most, $170 like that. Yeah, March 2025 release, and her face doesn't even look that good. That's a problem over here, I'm afraid. Okay, next figure, Ryozai Genshin Studio is at it again. They're almost like a Dolphy company, but not as prestigious, where they reuse the same body and then they stick a different head on it. Maybe swap out the bust size and there will go a new figure every month at a big size. So this is a 1x3 scale seamless action figure or doll of Kafka from Honkai Star Rail. Yep, we are now in Honkai Star Rail territory. $363 only. Yes, coming out in December. The stuff by this brand, they are all very cheap. 1x3 scale but under $400 because once again, they mass produce the same parts and then they just stick a different head on it and give you different clothes, right? But people buy them apparently, which is why they are making a lot of this stuff. Moving on to the next one, we have a 2024 Paralympics special. So if you love quadriplegics, this figure might be for you. Arctic Wolf Studio, Fushin in the box. Whoa, nasty stuff. $173 and you are actually getting two entire figures actually. Two different face sculpts. And if you are not interested in a figure without any limbs, without any arms or legs, you actually can display her with arms and legs. So in a way, you are almost getting two entire figures for $173. That is great value. Yeah, so if this is your kind of thing, I know this is dark humor. I'm going to hell for this. But anyways, 2024 Paralympic special, guys, for $173 value purchase. Moving on to the next figure over here, we have Arctic Wolf Studio again. Robin from Honkai Star Rail. Yeah, they have been doing a series of wedding dress figures as well. This is early bird with no official price yet. I'm predicting like $250. Yeah, maybe $219, $220 for the standard version, and then you get extra edgy parts to swap out for $250, $270. That is my prediction based on previous releases by this brand. Okay, so this is coming out. No release date yet. And of course, they like to flex on how pretty the toes are because people actually care about it somehow. I'm not interested in wedding dress figures. Like, there are way too many of them out there. Next one, we have A bust figure of Sparkle from Honkai Star Rail again, Yami Studio and Soul Studio. The 1x6 scale is going for $137, and the 1x4, which is obviously the one you should be buying, $171 only. I'm not a bust figure collector, not a big fan of them, but 1x4 scale bust figure for $170, not bad at all. Detail level is excellent. Yeah, we don't get those fine texture like cloth-like detail we see in some higher end 1x4 scales, you know. But at this price points, I'm not going to complain too much. Yeah, she is fine the way she is. Next figure, okay. Surprisingly, we have a lot of Genshin stuff this week. After, you know, like Genshin went quiet for quite a long while, a few months in fact. The first one, we have Hu Tao from Li Hui Studio. Okay, this is early bird pre-order, no price yet. A very fancy and hot looking Chinese dress, right? A bastardized Chinese dress, but who cares? She looks nice, right? And the face on this Hu Tao figure, she looks fine once again. I pre-ordered the one by Apex Toys, yes, the genuine figure. I don't know if I will buy another third-party Hu Tao figure. I have one on pre-order and stuck in limbo, the one by NiPP Studio. Yeah, the reason why I pre-ordered that one is because of the degeneracy of it, and that figure has been delayed indefinitely, the NiPP Studio figures in general, because, yeah, last year, December, China authorities raided factories, right, of figure companies that make, adult stuff. And they destroyed all of the prototypes, and now they had to start over from zero. So who knows when those figures are coming out. They are heavily delayed for this reason. So yeah, kind of sad that my edgy figures are not coming out anytime soon. But I will be holding on my pre-order anyways. I'm not going to forfeit my pre-order. Because I love those Kani, man. Okay, moving on to next one over here. Chlorine Day from Genshin Impact by Yu King Studio, early bird pre-order, no price again, and there are two face expressions for you to choose from. We get a back view only. This is, yeah, looks almost like a bunny suit in a way, except she does not have any bunny ears. This doesn't look like something that costs more than $200 to me as well. I hope it is not more than that. But the paintwork on the hair, yeah, the color gradients over here is very nice. Next one over here. Oh, you see, that's the problem with ACG Studio. They have a history of stealing artwork, using artwork from other artists without permission, but the stuff they make are so tempting. I don't know if this is stolen. I don't know, right? I don't follow all those artists over at Pixiv very closely, but this looks like one of those figures, judging by, yeah, the previous offenses. Anyways, we have a trio of figures. Two different versions. One of them are wearing undergarment, and the other trio that features Yae Miko, they are completely Hadaka, so I can't put them on screen. They look amazing, like they complement each other so well, the pose and everything. And yeah, you can get a set of 3 figures for only $299, so it is like $100 each. Coming out this December very soon, because this is a very simple figure, right? Not much parts to paint. They are barely wearing anything, and if they do, it is all white color. Moving on to the next one. Well, it did not take long for Arctic Wolf Studio to copy that tentacle inside figure we just covered a week or 2 ago. Yeah, it took them really quick. So they took that beautiful inside figure and swapped out the head for a character which they know people will buy, which is Nahida Leaf Lolly from Genshin Impact. Like, this is a carbon copy except for the head. Yet at the same time, you cannot say that it is stealing, because you can't exactly steal a pose. You can steal ideas. People steal ideas all of the time, be it artwork or movies or anything else creative related. People steal ideas all the time. So I really don't know what to say over here other than, you know, resin figures are pretty much very similar to the figures made by Beautiful and Insight, which uses PMMA, just as fragile, regardless of whether you buy Beautiful Insight or you buy Arctic Wolf Studio over here, you are still getting something fragile. So might as well get a pregnant lolly figure that is featuring your favorite game character, right? Okay, yeah, normal belly version and big belly version, $190 each. I told you guys, we have a lot of degenerate stuff this week on third parties. Moving on to the next one from Bai Tu Tang Studio. Sounds like, you know, the boba tea branching full tang in my country over here. Pajamas, Belgiable, and Yae Miko. Oh, okay. 2 characters are coming soon for you to choose from. Raiden Shogun, right? And no price yet. I am normally not a big fan of cloth material in a figure, be it PVC or resin, but this looks like one of those figures where cloth would suit very well because she is wearing a full body suit pajamas. And yeah, if they can get the stitching lines as small as possible, as fine as possible, then this might look very good in real cloth. Yeah. So I can't wait to see more close-up pictures, but this is just a teaser pic at this point. Moving up next, we are looking at potentially a classic case of industrial espionage, where 2 different figure companies are coming up with almost the same exact thing. Almost, there are some slight differences. Yeah, within the same day. You know, sometimes you are planning a product and then your information gets leaked out by someone, maybe an employee who is a spy, and then your competitor makes something similar. Yeah. I don't even need to show you guys much other than the face, and you can already imagine. Like, I want you guys to imagine. Train your imagination skills, man. Go and check out the rest of the figure at OSGK. And the next one, there you go. I told you guys. Very similar figure, except this one, she is stuck in a wall. Yeah, the good old glory hole. Start by Starry Sky Studio. Once again, also Raiden Shogun. This is available in 1.4 and 1.6. We don't have a price yet, unfortunately. I actually prefer the one by Row Studio. I think the face on this one looks a tad bit better if I had to choose between the 2. Yeah. Moving on to the next cultured figure again. We have Shen He by Poison Sting Mate Studio. What kind of name is that? Okay, no price yet, and this is a delicious 1/5 scale. Once again, just from the face alone, I'll leave it to your imagination. Yeah, I'll leave the rest for you to, yeah, inspire yourself. Okay, it is amazing that we have gone silent on figures like this for a while, especially from the Genshin franchise, and then suddenly we have so many of them in one single week. Moving on to the next one. Okay, we are now entering Zenless Zone 0 territory, where there is a new game character and every single company jumps on it. This time around, Jane Doe. The first one is by Spirit Demon Studio. No price confirmed yet, but this is a 1/4 scale, but unfortunately, I can't say I like the face on this one a lot. Yeah, maybe it is just, you know, sometimes looking at the picture and looking at the actual product is very different. The picture does not tell you the full glory of the figure, right? Next one over here, the second one is by Miyin Studio. Nice pose, but once again, I can't say I like the pose on this one that much. Yeah, no price, no release date yet, but upon a second closer up look on her face, I think I like this one a little bit more than the one previously by Spirit Demon Studio. Yeah, I like the smile at least. And we have a third one over here by Alice21 Studio, which is my favorite among the 3. Yeah, the face is a bit different, right, from the other 2. Like, different artist, different art style, but I like it for very obvious reasons. I mean, you look at the preview behind that is slightly grayed out. Yeah, this degenerate face expression behind it, a foreshadowing. But anyways, putting that edgy part aside, the pose and everything, the sculpting, I like this one so much. Yeah. And I've told you guys that Alice21 Studio, I'm keeping an eye on them because I really like what they are making. So this figure starts at $229, and then there is a DX version around $250, and Supreme version where you get all of the parts, optional parts, at $283. Since you are not getting entire figures, you know, 2 or 3 entire figures, then maybe it is not a bad idea to get the Supreme version because it is just a small price premium. Okay, moving on to the next one. Food truck Nicole Damara. Yeah, can only show the face again, face only once again. But judging by only the face and a small preview on her toe, yeah, you can already imagine, right, what kind of predicament she is in. By Twinkle Studio, no price, no release date yet. Yeah, once again, early bird pre-order, can't say much. But the face is good. The face sculpt is really good. Next one, we have Jane Doe again. I should have grouped them together with Jane Doe earlier. By Rose Studio and Pyra and Ichinose Asuna. Okay, so what is happening over here is that they are recycling the same body sculpt and then they just change the head. Yeah, so you get 3 different characters from 3 different franchises or games, but because they share a very similar body anatomy in terms of hip size, bust size, and so on, yeah, that is how they optimized the manufacturing cost. Okay, so no price, no release date yet, early bird pre-order, and all I can tell you guys over here is that it is 100% gloveless Hadaka. Yeah, which is why I don't like this figure that much, because it feels a bit too like not special, even though there are a pair of hands grabbing it. Yeah. The next figure over here, one single Azur Lane figure, USS St. Louis by Face Studio. I feel like I've covered this before, but in 1x4 scale by a different brand. So this is early bird, but $194. Hey, not bad at all, right? That price is not bad at all. No release date as well. Oh, because this is an early bird pre-order. Yeah, I'm certain I've covered this before, but in 1x4 scale. Once again, St. Louis is also one of those characters where we have 2 amazing scale figures coming, one from Alter, one from Elegant, that it is a bit hard to recommend third parties unless they have something you are looking for very specifically, right? And the last figure for today is from Wuthering Waves Jinsi by Shellfish Studio. And bro, this looks amazing at $174. Even though it is not yet confirmed, if it is under $200, this is a very good purchase. And personally, I would be content with the dressed version or the partially Hadaka version. Just pick a poison, right? Pick either one. You don't need both. Yeah, no price yet, no release date yet. This is 1x7, a bit sad. I want my resins in 1x6, you know, because 1x7 is becoming a little bit too small, which means very tiny fragile parts. Yeah, but the face on this Jinsei is incredible. I love it so much. That is all for figures on pre-order this week. Which one will you pre-order? Let me know down in the comments below. For me, the Azur Lane figures, man. Both Bache and the other 2 Owari figures, like 3 Azur Lane figures to pre-order in one single week. That is painful. Yeah. Until then, if you found this entertaining or helpful, give this video a like and subscribe to this channel for more anime figure news and sometimes reviews as well every week. Until then, I'll see you guys very soon. Goodbye.